Now, some very important questions for pet owners. Skin disorders are among, I think, the most common health problems in dogs. And knowing what to look out for and how to treat it can help you prevent these irritations from getting far worse.
Now, unless treated, skin conditions can become a health threat to your dogs. Dr. Matt's a technical specialist from MSD Animal Health, the makers of Bravecto. The product with a unique active ingredient that protects against fleas and ticks is here to give us some insight into skin conditions this morning. Dr. Matt's lovely. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Good morning.
Looking after our four-legged friends. Love it. Now, let's talk about skin conditions. How does a dog's skin differ from ours in the first place?
I think for starters, the condition of the skin is very different. It's got a completely different pH to ours. It's close to a neutral pH, whereas human skin is closer to 5.5. And in addition to that, it's constantly exposed to the environment. It's exposed to parasites. So that constant barrage of effects onto the skin makes the skin a very different entity altogether to ours.
Exactly. So it's very, obviously we can't think about treating it the same way we would our own skins. So what are some of the most common conditions or skin conditions that dogs can suffer with?
I think by far the most common are allergies. 8 out of 10 dogs are believed to have some form of an allergy or another. And 75% of those are flea allergy dermatitis cases. So parasites, once again, features quite strongly. Over and above protecting your dog with something like Bravecto throughout the year against fleas and ticks, you still need to look at environmental effects, allergens, food allergies are fairly common, contact allergies, any kind of surface that they lie on can trigger a response, as well as parasites, mange, sarcoptic mange, demodectic mange, etc.
Okay, so there's definitely a lot that you need to be aware of. How would you as a pet owner go about identifying certain skin conditions when you actually physically take a look at your dog?
I think the first thing for me with all skin conditions is to be very systematic in your approach. So rule out what's most common, so something like fleas and ticks will be top of the list. And once you've ruled those out and treated for them, then you see what you're left with. And that always reminds me of an old professor of mine who used to say, with all skin conditions, treat what you see and see what you're left with.
Okay, I love it. And if, you know, at the top of that as well, just take your dog to the vet and have an expert look at it.
Absolutely.
As well. Awesome, Dr. Metz, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it this morning. Now, prevention is always better than cure. So make sure to give your dogs the best prevention against ticks and fleas. And also don't forget to watch our next Bravecto segment where we will find out more about rabies.
Well, trying to distract the guys, not too much. We know that winter is a time where we try to make sure we are comfortable, we are warm, and our health is taken care of, like the ladies are enjoying the cupcakes here at the back. Now, the same principle applies for our pets. As we know, as pet owners, you can bite back this winter with Bravecto and win. Bravecto is giving away a year's supply of Bravecto, as well as a year of pet insurance to not 1, not 2, but 10 lucky winners. Now, to enter, all you need to do is buy Bravecto from any veterinary clinic or pet store, then SMS your name and the last 4 digits of your barcode to 45969, and you must keep your till slip as proof of purchase. Those SMSs will cost you R50, and entries close on the 15th of September this year. So visit bravecto.co.za or expressoshow.com to find out more.
For your extraordinary pet, you need extraordinary care. Give your dog 12 weeks protection against ticks and fleas in just one tasty treat with Bravecto.